Alright, today we're in the account of Kale Kingdom 2, and he wants us to build a budget unkillable team using Maneater and Painkeeper. He's about 9 months in, still working on Cleopteryx. He's only level 55, which is really concerning. Alright, let's look at his Arbiter missions. You should definitely have Arbiter by now. This is like a mission you should have done by the time you get Haikatoon. And that's really concerning. Between being level 55 and this Great Hall, it's pretty clear to me that you don't play very much at all. This is a very inactive player. Okay, so this is his default clan boss team. He says he gets about 10 million per key against Nightmare. It's not terrible, but we're going to see if we can get Maneater and Painkeeper built for this budget unkillable. With Maneater at level 50 and Painkeeper at level 50, this is going to be really challenging. He's already got masteries farmed for Maneater, so as soon as Maneater's level 60, he's going to do some more damage. Mastery still in progress for Painkeeper. He said the version of Unkillable he wants is the no gear swaps team that works on Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare. So let's take a look at that tune real quick. Okay. Looks like we're going to need 256 speed for Maneater and 223 for Painkeeper. So right now I'm just going through and seeing how fast we can get his fastest champions, and this speed gear is pretty depressing for someone who's been playing for 9 months. Like, in the fastest gear on the account, it looks like we can get exactly like 241, maybe 242, and he's only got 2 speed glyphs on the entire account. Maybe 3, I don't remember. But this was one of the most painful account takeovers I've ever done. Like, even rolling up new speed pieces, it's just like, there's nothing here. There's no gear. I don't know what he's been doing for the last 9 months, but it hasn't been farming gear. I know it might sound like I'm being a little harsh, but I've known this guy for about 2 years. He's a former clanmate. And he's got a long history of being lazy. So we can do the 240 speed budget unkillable, but it does require a gear swap. So it's a little bit bigger of a pain in the butt, switching between Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare. But it's the only team we can build, so he's just going to have to deal with it. Alright, so we got Maneater to the right speed. Now we need to get Painkeeper between 218 and 221. Another vital piece of importance is that Painkeeper needs to have the second highest HP on the team. So when she does her A2, which is an AoE heal that scales off her max HP, the only one with more HP than her is our stun target. So that way, because the stun target has more HP, they receive a smaller heal proportionally, which will incentivize the clan boss to attack the stun target. And not only do we need to balance the HP levels, but we also need to manage the defense levels. If your Painkeeper is too squishy and she takes too much damage, she'll be much lower than the stun target in the earlier rounds before the clan boss hits hard enough to drop everyone down to 0, or I guess 1 HP. So the fact that Painkeeper is not 6-starred is going to be a huge pain in the butt. I already know it's going to be a big hassle trying to get her HP and defense to the right levels for this tune. So now that I've got the speed perfect at 218, the next thing I'm going to do is glyph up her HP and try to get it over 35,000. And then whoever the stun target is going to be needs to be between 37,000 and 40,000, somewhere in that range. And obviously silver conservation is a huge factor to consider because we only started with 8 million. we're going to have to take a lot of key pieces to 16 in order to balance the HP and defense levels, as well as get speed on a lot of these champions. So right here I'm looking to gear Frozen Banshee as our stun target because she has a good accuracy aura, and I just have a feeling with the lack of gear on this account, we're going to need it. In addition, she just does decent damage as a stun target. She doesn't do a lot of physical damage, so there's really no point in, she's not going to do any more poisons as not the stun target than she would as the stun target. So I think she's a good stun target here. And then I think I'm going to use Kale as one of my other primary damage dealers, so he can take advantage of the poison sensitivity debuff. Another thing that's really tricky about gearing your stun champion for this specific team composition is that you need to be able to get your stun target to go from 121 speed for Nightmare to between 115 and 118 speed for Ultra Nightmare and Brutal. The easiest way to do that is just swap one piece of gear that has a little bit more or less speed on it to achieve that. And I know none of these builds look that great, but I'm doing the best with what I got to work with, so cut me a little slack. Now, team order is a major factor in deciding where the stun goes. So Frozen Banshee is our stun target. We want her in the lead to give us the highest chance that she takes the stun. And then Maneater and Painkeeper towards the back. We probably actually want Painkeeper the furthest back because I think she's at the highest risk of taking the stun right now. So right now I got Frozen Banshee at 35,000 HP. And everyone else is less than that, which is good. Except for Painkeeper, she's over Frozen Banshee's max HP. So we need to make one final change before we queue up a run. I think just taking this to 16 is going to be the easiest solution. Okay, that's definitely better. Going in the right direction. And then I think we're just going to swap out some HP accessories for some defense accessories. And that should help us out a little bit. Okay, so the team setup that I'm doing here should allow this to be full auto on Ultra Nightmare. The only problem is the full auto setup will only work on Ultra Nightmare. You're going to have to do a manual setup. Painkeeper isn't booked. This team isn't going to work. Maneater's booked, though. That's good. I don't know what we're going to do if we can't book Painkeeper. Okay, 1 rare scale tome. I think we needed like 4 or 5. That's just... If you're gonna sign up for a specific clan boss team and you know which champions go into it, do a little research and make sure you have the champions booked before I start doing the takeover and before you sign up for the takeover. I've already put an hour in and I can't even finish the takeover. It's very frustrating. If I didn't know this person for a long time, I would assume it was an honest mistake, but it's not. They're just lazy. Okay, so here we are the next day. I sent him a message and let him know that I couldn't finish the takeover because Painkeeper wasn't booked, and I guess he bought some books for her, so she's fully booked now. Alright, so I'm just going to double check the setup, make sure everything's right before we queue up. Might as well turn Bog Down off. It doesn't do much damage, and you can't reduce the Clan Boss's turn meter. We'll leave Siphon on because it does good damage, but we just want to make sure Ancient Blood is set as a priority, and double checking, yeah, everything looks good. Okay, Kale taking the stun isn't ideal, but it's not going to throw off the run. It will still actually work as long as he doesn't die. So we just got to keep an eye on that. As long as Painkeeper or Maneater don't get stunned, we're fine. And once the clan boss takes a few more turns and he's hitting hard enough to get everyone down to like 1% HP, the stun should go where we need it to go. As you can see, Frozen Banshee is still high HP. Okay, well, that's going to be it. If our hero had taken the time and effort to 6-star his Painkeeper and Maneater, we'd be having far fewer issues here. But he did not, so we're going to try to make it work. Just the fact that Painkeeper's base defense is so low at 5-star compared to Frozen Banshee's base defense at 6-star, we're running into some issues. So I'm going to try to make Frozen Banshee squishier and Painkeeper tankier and see if I can't get the stun to go where it needs to go. Alright, so I took off Frozen Banshee's shield, which had like 18% defense as a substat roll on it, and gave her a new one. I changed out Painkeeper's ring for a nice defense ring with HP substats. So hopefully that makes the difference. Oh, that was close. We almost died there. That was a big crit. That's going to be kind of sketchy. Alright. Okay. Painkeeper's still a little bit too squishy. Let's just try to upgrade some gear. And we don't have any silver. That's what happens when you go into an account takeover with 8 million silver. And say, build me an unkillable clan boss team. Let's see if we can farm some from Spider. Real quick. Nope. That's not going to happen. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to sell some gear. Where's he at in Dragon? He's cleared 20, but it's a 5.5 minute run. 12 minutes on 18 of Ice Golem. I don't even know if I want to look at Fire Knight. Oh! Okay. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I'm not farming any silver the old-fashioned way. I'm going to have to do a big gear cleanse to finish this team. Oh, look. 20,000 silver. We're saved. A lot of this stuff was kind of good, and I probably should have kept. But, unfortunately, that's the only way I could finish this team. So, he's just going to not have many accessories if he wants me to finish this. Oh, HP percentage. That's a nice roll. Let's get some more defense on her with this. And we're almost out of silver again. So we're going to have to figure something else out, I think. But the HP and defense levels are looking a lot better. We're moving in the right direction. For sure. Alright, we're just going to glyph up every last bit of defense we can. Well, it looks like we're just about out of defense glyphs. This is turning out to be quite challenging. I might need to switch to a defense percentage glove or chest just to make sure that she doesn't take too much damage before the stun. But the problem we're running into is we're out of silver. So I don't even know if I'll be able to roll one up. So I guess we're going to have to use this one. And as it happens to turn out, it has exactly the right amount of speed on it. So that was lucky. Yeah, that was just a nice little stroke of luck. And we're out of silver again. Okay. And as I said before, a lot of these accessories probably shouldn't have been sold, but, you know, he's very adamant he wanted this clan boss team finished, so beggars can't be choosers. But if we look at the defense, we're up to 1,400, which is more in line with what Frozen Banshee has. So it's going to go a long way towards improving guiding the stun. Alright, what is this? The third try? The fourth try? Third time's a charm, fourth time's a charm? I don't know. But we're getting closer. Tweak after tweak. Every tweak we make gets us a little bit closer. Painkeeper's looking a lot better than she did last run after that first AoE hit, which is good. And Kale took the stun, which isn't ideal, but it's not a failed run. There's still hope. We just have to make it a few more stuns. I think after the third stun is when we'll see. Because as you can see, Frozen Banshee still has a chunk of health. Painkeeper still has a chunk of health. And that's going to affect how much health they have after Painkeeper uses her heal. So I think this is going to be... Damn it. Okay. Alright, I have one last Hail Mary plan. If this doesn't work, I don't know what else to do. Right now we have Steadfast, I think is what it's called, the HP mastery from support tree that helps deter the stun. I think we're going to have to go into the defense tree, give her more defense here, and then increase the healing she gives herself by 5%. So this should push her out ahead of Frozen Banshee. And then reducing the damage she takes from AoE attacks will mean she's not going to be as squishy from the AoE hits, which should help keep away the stun. In theory. We'll have to see. If this doesn't work, I'm at a loss. And then I guess we'll just go crit rate, because obviously he's going to want to take War Master. We'll take the crit damage, and then we'll take Life Drinker for a little bit more healing. And you know what? I actually have one more thing I could try if he has any Great Hall medals. He's got some, yeah. Let's put defense into Void, just to try to get a little bit more defense on that Painkeeper. Alright, that's it. We're out of tricks. So hopefully this works. Alright, I mean, I don't know what else to do after this. He doesn't have any more silver, so I can't really re-gear anyone. And I've tried resetting the masteries. Hopefully this works. I mean, I literally have nothing else. I'm out of ideas. Okay, that's fine. Not ideal. As long as Maneater or Painkeeper don't take the stun, we're good. Less than optimal, but manageable. Okay, we're going to want to get rid of the Life Drinker mastery on Frozen Banshee. That could throw things off too. So we'll reset that after this run. Hey, Frozen Banshee took the stun. That's good. This is good. Let's sit through one more, and then we'll put a time lapse on it. Okay. Also, I just noticed Frozen Banshee's using her A3 as the opener, and because of the speed tune, she doesn't take a turn on the clan boss's second turn. She doesn't take a second turn until just before the stun. So if you put a 1-turn delay on her A3, she should get more poisons up on Ultra Nightmare. So that's Frostblight right there. And then she should, if you watch, she won't get another turn before Frostblight falls off. So if she used Frostblight on this turn, on her following turn, she could apply 2 poisons. So easy fix, when you go into the setup, just set the delay on Frozen Banshee's A3, because that would have been applying 2 poisons instead. So quick easy fix, not a big deal, should result in a lot more damage on this run. Well, it looks like everything's working fine. Let's just jump straight to the end. Alright, so here we are at turn 49. 13.7 million damage. Once Painkeeper and Maneater have War Master, that's going to add another 5 million to the overall damage total. And then once you make that AI tweak to Frozen Banshee, that'll add several million more damage to the run too. So this should be an easy 4-key, maybe even a 3-key by the time it's all finished. But it looks like everyone else's masteries are good. We do want to get rid of that Life Drinker, because that can affect the stun potentially. So we're going to take the Grim Resolve because we're going to be at low HP most of the fight. Certainly not going to be full HP. And just go straight down to War Master here. And then we want to make sure we go back over here and take Master Hexer for the extra chance to extend poisons and poison sensitivity debuff. I'll just check in to make sure Lore of Steel wasn't going to throw us off. Let's doesn't really matter. We can't take Arcane Celerity, so let's just go down this side. And I'm just filling these in so he doesn't accidentally take a mastery that will throw things off. So that's settled. And not much else I can do with Painkeeper. You do want to avoid the counterattack masteries because those could potentially throw off the speed tune, but you do want to go down to War Master. And then obviously once Maneater 6-starred, you'll take War Master there as well. And then going into Nightmare, the only change we need to make is to equip Frozen Banshee with this boot. Do not upgrade this boot. She needs exactly 3 speed for this tune to continue working on Nightmare. And when you're doing Ultra Nightmare and Brutal, take the boot off. If we look at Deadwood Jedi's site here, the stun target needs to be 121 speed for Nightmare. This also shows you the setup you need to do as well. But don't level the boot. Just keep it at level 1 or level 0, whatever, because she needs to always have that plus 3 speed or minus 3 speed depending on the difficulty you're doing. So let's jump in and we'll go through the setup manually. So Maneater, you either A1 or A2, and then Maneater's full auto. Painkeeper, you want to do her A3 first. It's not going to do anything because no one has any skills on cooldown yet. And then just everyone else can kind of do whatever they want. We'll go ahead and open with Kale's A3, and then Rosin's A2 to get decreased defense and weaken out there. Okay, everything's looking good. Frozen Banshee will do whatever she wants. Maneater will use his A3 to make us unkillable. Painkeeper A1. And then everyone else can kind of just do whatever they want. Maneater can do whatever he wants. A2 hits a little harder than the A1, so we'll A2 here. And then A1 from Painkeeper, and then it should be full auto after this. And Maneater takes the stun. That's a bummer. Okay. So the obvious solution would be to make Maneater tankier. Unfortunately, he's already wearing the fastest gear on the account. I can't really change his gear. This is the gear he has to wear. There are no other variations of gear that will work. So we'll try to get some more defense onto him if we can. Maybe some more HP. The reason he took the stun against Nightmare and not Ultra Nightmare is because Ultra Nightmare hits hard enough that he dropped everybody's HP pretty much all the way down to 0. Nightmare doesn't hit as hard, so everyone was kind of like right in the middle. So Kale actually had more HP than Maneater. So we're going to do what we can to make Maneater less squishy. Flat defense chest is unfortunate, but again, that's the only chest piece on the entire account that will work. So hopefully those tweaks will make the difference. There's not a whole lot I could do We're out of gear. We're out of silver. So yeah, we want to make sure we do the nightmare setup, even though it's not full auto. Right there, it started on auto, and it gave me time to click auto off. So I set Maneater to not open with his A3 just in case something like that happens. If your reflexes are quick enough, you can turn auto off, and he will not have used his A3 right off the bat. So that's why I set it up that way. And also, Maneater damages himself with his A3 when he uses the Unkillable skill. He sacrifices a portion of his HP, so he drops a little bit lower. So increasing his HP won't actually make him tankier in this situation. It just means he's going to lose more HP when he uses that A3. So really, we got to try to stack his defense so he's taking less damage from the clan boss. Hopefully those tweaks we made will do the trick. No, they did not. One simple solution would be to 6-star your Maneater. This would increase his base HP and base defense and make him far tankier. Unfortunately, he's not 6-starred, so we're going to have to come up with a more creative solution. I don't have any accessories because I had to sell them all for silver. So we'll have to come up with a different solution. So I glyphed up his defense everywhere I could. Hopefully that makes a difference. We're going to try, since we could reset these for free, we're going to give him the same mastery setup we gave to Painkeeper. So hopefully this extra 5% healing will heal him up enough so that he's not the stun target. So yeah. And since this is an unkillable team, you generally want to take... oh, I guess I can't take it because we took 2 in the tier 2 already. So we'll just go down this way. If you have to choose between more damage at max HP or more damage at 50% HP for unkillable teams, you want to take the one where you do more damage at less HP, because we'll be at 1 HP most of the fight. Now we'll go ahead and take these counterattack masteries. Okay, well, this isn't going to do much because the stun is going to be blocked. But maybe if Gale takes the stun on the first couple turns, we can get a cheeky little counterattack. None of these other masteries really do anything. We'll just go ahead and take this one. Alright, let's give it a try. We're going to change this real quick to make sure that he remembers to take off the boot on Frozen Banshee. Something simple like that, so he knows, as just a reminder. And then we have put on our boot for the nightmare setup, so he knows to remember to equip the boot. And we don't want to start on auto. Yeah. So we don't turn that off. Alright. Hopefully this works. I'm running out of resources and ideas. Nope. Well, the only thing left I could think to do is to try to make Kale squishier. He doesn't have life drinkers, so that's not an issue. Yeah, can I just make it so he takes the stun for the first couple turns? If I can't do that, then that's literally my last ditch effort, is to try to make Kale take the stun early on. So his shield has HP percentage and defense. So let's see if we can find a shield that has accuracy on it without those other stats. So we can't have speed either. So we're just looking for accuracy. I'll even go equipped. He needs a perception piece too to keep the speed tune working. He'll lose 5 speed. Looks like this will work. We gain a little bit more crit rate. And we keep the same speed. Lose a little defense and HP. And we need more silver just to equip it. So yeah, okay. This has been just a nightmare of a takeover. If this doesn't work, I might just give up. I have literally no idea what else to do other than tell him to 6-star his Maneater and Painkeeper and come back when he does, and maybe I'll finish it then. But even then, like, I know you knew better. I've known you for so long. We're going to put Kale higher up in the team order too to incentivize the clan boss to attack him with the stun. Yeah. Hopefully that little change, those changes, plural, will be enough to make it work. I guess there's only one way to find out. So we open with the A1 or A2 with Maneater, doesn't really matter. Then we reset the cooldown with Painkeeper's A3. Everyone else can kind of just do whatever they want. Well, A2 with Rosin for decreased defense and weaken. Frozen Banshee's going to put poisons up, or no, her poison sensitivity. Maneater A3, A1 from Painkeeper. And well, I think we have to do one more Painkeeper A1 before we A2. A1 from Maneater, doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is the last A1 from Painkeeper. And the turn meter boost passive from her A1 will give her enough turn meter that she'll take a second turn coming up before the stun, and that's when she does her heal. So this is the heal. See who takes the stun. Not Maneater or Painkeeper. We'll roll with it.
Victory is mine!
And now that Clan Boss is sort of hitting everyone hard enough to fully deplete their health bars, Frozen Banshee should be taking the stun from here on out. So yeah, it looks like everything's going according to plan. It's just those first few turns are going to be a little bumpy while Kale's still taking the stun. But it works. Fully unkillable. So we took this player from a 4-key nightmare to, once he gets his masteries finished in Painkeeper and Maneater 6-starred, should be an easy 3-key, or maybe worst case scenario 4-key Ultra Nightmare. So I'd call this a job well done. I guess. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, we'll jump to the end and see what the damage looks like. And here we are at turn 49. It looks like we're going to have just over 16 million. But once Painkeeper and Maneater have their War Master masteries, that'll easily add another 5 million damage. So this should be an easy 2-key nightmare when everything's all said and done. But Kale's doing some pretty respectable damage. Definitely the workhorse of this comp. But yeah, easily add another 2 million on Maneater and Painkeeper once their masteries are finished and they're 6-starred. So anyway, that's going to be all for this one, guys. Sorry that my voice is so scratchy. I've been real sick the last couple of weeks. I finally got my voice back, and I was just ready to start making YouTube videos again. If an account takeover is something that you'd be interested in, you can sign up for that in my community Discord. The link for that will be in the description below. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you had more fun with this than I did. And until next time, happy raiding.